My name is Kappi, and welcome to I Raid Alone's Guide to Professor Putricide, the final encounter in the Plague Wing of Icecrown Citadel. 2 tanks are required. One of them drives the Abomination during phases 1 and 2. The encounter becomes easier with more DPS, so no more than 2 healers is fine. Putricide enrages 10 minutes after the pull. The Mutated Abomination. One player needs to drive a Mutated Abomination. A Mutated Abomination is a disease debuff which must not be cleansed. It is gained by clicking on the table at which Putricide starts. If the Abomination dies, a new one can be obtained by clicking the table again. During the whole encounter, sign pools spawn randomly. During phases 1 and 2, the Abomination eats these to gain Ooze power. Ooze power is then used to snare the adds which spawn. In phase 3, the tank inside the Abomination must help tank Putricide, so slime pools start to accumulate and eventually kill the raid. In phase 1, this phase is all about ad control. Alternately, a green and orange ad will spawn from the green or orange tank respectively on each side of the room. It is essential to kill each ad before the next one spawns. Putricide should be attacked only while no ad is up. Since Putricide uses no dangerous AoE abilities, it is safe for the whole raid to stand close to him. Initially, Putricide is tanked next to the orange tank on the left side of the room. Not long after the pull, Putricide performs an unstable experiment, which spawns a volatile Ooze, a green ad, next to the green tank on the right side of the room. Ranged DPS should switch to it immediately, and melee DPS should switch as soon as it is cleared who it is targeting. The Ooze targets en route a random player and moves towards its target. The Abomination pilot needs to snare it with Regurgitated Ooze ability. Upon reaching its target, the Ooze explodes, causing damage which is split between all players standing on top of the target. The explosion knocks all affected players back a few yards. After the explosion, the Ooze acquires a new target and repeats the process. Positioning players in a group next to a wall can keep the explosions from knocking the characters so far apart. After the Ooze is dead, Putricide and the whole raid should move next to the green tank. The next unstable experiment spawns as a gas cloud, an orange ad next to the orange tank. The gas cloud follows a random player and applies Gaseous Bloat, a dot which requires a lot of healing. Gaseous Bloat starts with a numerous stack that decreases over time. Should the gas cloud reach its target while stacks still remain, the whole raid takes a large amount of damage, usually leading to a wipe. The target must kite the cloud around the room while everyone else kills it. The Abomination pilot should also snare it. After this, the raid and Putricide move back to the orange tank. The adds spawn alternately in a predictable manner. Phase 2, Putricide casts Tear Gas, which stuns the raid for 10 seconds during the phase change. The fight remains basically the same, but Putricide gains 2 additional abilities, Choking Gas Bomb and Malleable Goo. The Choking Gas Bombs are 2 flasks, which he drops on the ground close to himself. They form an orange cloud on the floor and explode after 2 seconds, killing players within a 10-yard radius. When he drops them, everybody must move away from the flasks. Malleable Goo looks like a bouncing green slime ball. Putricide randomly targets and tosses 1 goo ball to ranged targets. On impact, each causes AoE damage and slows attacks and cast speeds by 200%. All players must move away from the impact points of the green bouncing balls. Putricide casts Tear Gas again and phases. Ads that were not killed before this will remain and must be killed as soon as possible. The Abomination buff is removed and the person inside returns to normal form. Phase 3 is a DPS phase. Putricide must be killed in a short amount of time. Since the Abomination is dispelled, Oozes cannot be snared anymore. Use all DPS cooldowns at the start of this phase. Malleable Goo, Choking Gas Bomb, and Slime Pools continue. Since there is no Abomination, the slime pools accumulate and start growing. Putricide stacks a debuff on his current tank every 10 seconds called Mutated Plague, which has a 1-minute expiration timer. The debuff deals AoE damage to the whole raid. Should it expire, be removed, or a person die from it, Putricide gains a massive amount of health. When there are 2 tanks, both tanks should tank at up to 2 stacks. After that, the tanks should taunt off of each other per stack. Putricide also stacks a buff on himself called Mutated Strength, causing him to do more damage over time.